Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy RotoBeast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our NBA Live segment for Wednesday, February 26th. If you're new to the channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. If you haven't checked out the website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools that help you complete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily FanDuel and DraftKings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So what up, Jeremy? How you doing out there, bro?
What's up, man? Hey, don't just click subscribe and like. Also hit that little notification bell so when we go live, you get notified as well and you don't miss anything like this video where we're going to answer a bunch of your questions if you've got them. So make sure you
Yeah,
click that little.
for sure. So we're gonna kind of just go through some injury news that we currently have. We'll talk about some key spots that we can attack value wise. A couple other guys that get bumps with some guys being out, etc. If you guys got any questions, hit us in the comment section below. We'll definitely get to your question as fast as possible. So if you want, kind of give us an overview of some stuff going on right now. And then I'll hit some spots that I'm looking at tonight, and then we can kind of go from there.
Okay, so Eric Gordon is out. Andre Drummond is out. Kimball Walker remains out. Malik Monk has been suspended indefinitely for violating the anti-drug program. He's out. Some serious value with that spot opening up. Wilson Chandler is out. Dante Exum will continue to be out. Trey Young's been upgraded to probable with an illness. Elfrid Payton, he is now probable to play today as well. Bam is the kind of the guy we're waiting on. Bam, they're saying he's still questionable. We know Jimmy Butler has now been cleared to play, so that opens up Jimmy Butler at a very fair price tag. And Dwayne Dedmon, late in the afternoon here, has been ruled out. Bruno Fernando will replace Dedmon in the starting lineup. Don't know if that does anything for Fernando, but I definitely think it boosts John Collins.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a couple key spots that I'm looking at. I mean, I'll start first with the Philadelphia and Cleveland game. We know that Ben Simmons is out, so I really like Joel Embiid in this spot with no Drummond. I think it's a really, really good play right there. And then on the flip side, with Drummond being out, I like Larry Nance. I think Larry Nance gets a big time bump. I think he'll be in that starting lineup, and he definitely gives us some upside. We know that he gives us also, with Drummond being out, he definitely gives Kevin Love a bump as well, coming off a really big game where he played a bunch of minutes against Miami. So I like those three pieces in that game. Talking about the Charlotte news and Malik Monk being suspended, I definitely think that gives Terry Rozier a bump. Gives Devontae Graham a bump, and also I think a guy that can benefit from that as well is Miles Bridges. So just something I quickly wanted to touch over there. Out there in Miami, definitely got to wait on the Bam news. If Bam is out, some other people will get bumps. One guy that I'm liking, though, that we talked about that's probably going to go under own today that's in a pretty good spot is Jay Crowder. I like Jay Crowder a lot today. I think that he's definitely looking like he can have a really good game today. I'm out there in Atlanta. I completely agree with you. With Dedmon being out, I like John Collins. I think this is a spot where John Collins could absolutely have a monster night tonight. May get a couple extra minutes. With Dedmon being out. The Memphis news that the guy, I looked over it again, bro, and I couldn't agree with you more. What we talked about in our morning shoot around, I really like Josh Jackson today. I think Josh Jackson's going to be the guy at a bare minimum price tag. He's going to be the crazy high on value play. If you don't have him and he goes off, you're going to be kind of screwed. We've mentioned him 3 times already today in our morning shoot around video. I put him in my core video. And also, we're talking about him right now, so don't miss that right there. That's going to be a really, really good play at a bare minimum price tag. Out there in Dallas, with Aldridge being out, I really like DeMar DeRozan at 6,900. I just think DeMar DeRozan is just coming in too cheap, especially for what they're going to have to ask him to do if they want that game to be somewhat competitive. The last couple of games, we got the Clippers in Phoenix. I like Saric a lot at 3,700. He's going to be in that starting lineup if he's going to get back to his regular role of 25 plus minutes a game at a bare minimum price tag. Basically, definitely think that you can look at him today. And then lastly, just moving on to the Boston and Utah. I really like Marcus Smart. The price tag hasn't moved. All those guys get bumps with Kemba Walker off of the floor. You can even look at a Brad Wanamaker at 3,600 as a value play. And then the last piece of news I want to talk about on the Utah side of things, Mike Conley is now going to come off the bench. And Royce O'Neal's going to get the start. And Royce O'Neal's a guy that we know whenever he gets minutes, he does produce fairly well. And at 4,100, he's a guy that I think that we can look at as kind of a value play as well. So that's just kind of where I'm at. Just kind of went game by game, summed up some key things that are standing out to me. Is there anything that I missed? And if not, I'm ready to get into some questions.
The first thing that I'm going to tell you is that this is a night that, and this is going to sound kind of stupid when I say it and maybe not make sense, but this is a night where either the chalk's going to go crazy and scores are going to be out of control, or you're going to see guys take down tournaments that have some very kind of balanced lineups because of the fact that you can literally go stars and scrubs tonight. You talked about Saric. Let's talk about FanDuel just quickly. You talk about Saric, you got a minimum value play at power forward. You talk about Josh Jackson, you got a minimum value play at small forward. You talk about Cody Martin. Cody Martin, say what you want, but he was a huge beneficiary yesterday with Devontae Graham being out. Cody Martin, I look for him to step back into a role again tonight. He's a minimum value play. And then Shabazz Napier at the point guard position, he's starting tonight for Ish Smith. So, you've got four solid value plays that are starting all tonight.
I'm not trying to interrupt you. My bad. I didn't see that news. I didn't see that Napier was starting. Yeah, I definitely could get behind Napier if he's going to be in that starting lineup and play a bunch of minutes. I'm a Napier fan for sure.
So I'm just going to give you an example of a GPP line. You guys can run this back if you want, but you can literally go something like Doncic, Napier, Harden, Martin, Paul George, who we talked about in the shoot around, Josh Jackson, Hugh Shimura, who I love today, Saric is a value play, and lock in Joel Embiid at center. And that's a real stars and scrubs type of lineup with four value plays that couldn't be in better spots tonight. Starting, we'll probably see at least 20 to 25 minutes, if not more. And you've got four guys in your lineup that could absolutely crush 50 to 60 fantasy points. So if the value hits tonight, you could see insane scores. And that's kind of what my point was when I started this off.
Yeah, for sure, man. I really, really like that call on Napier. I didn't know that. I literally was just looking at that right now. So Alfonso said that Conley's actually starting ahead of Ingles. So Ingles was the one that got the bump to the bench. I didn't see that. Is that confirmed?
The news I saw from Utah's beat reporter was that Royce O'Neal was going to start over Mike Conley. That's the news I saw.
Okay. So just to kind of go back off on that, because that's the news I actually seen as well. But pulling up our starting lineups page right now, in the optimizer, they actually do have Mike Conley still starting. And O'Neal Ingles did go to the bench. The current starting lineup they got projected is Mike Conley, Ingles. I'm sorry. Mike Conley, Bogdanovich, O'Neal, Mitchell, and Gobert.
Yeah, and we'll just have to see. That's the late game on the slate when that lineup actually confirms what they've got going on.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, so, and a couple other people in the chat are talking about that is the new star line that they're going to roll out. So I'm going to roll with that, and I think that's kind of where we're at. Do we got any more questions out there? You guys got anything for us before we get out of here? If not, man, I'm ready to go. I got some lineups that I got to finish up, and I got to get these cash lines out. I think today's going to be a pretty good night, though, man. I'm looking to get some big time money.
Real quick, let me just answer Cody's question here. Yeah, look, no. The answer is always no. Okay, you don't have to have a piece of the late game, but from a tournament standpoint, and even in cash, right? The worst feeling in the world is watching a game go nuts that you have no exposure to. That's the last game on the slate. And then trying to hold on to your spot, right? Where my perspective has always been, I would much rather get something in that last game to give me some exposure to while that game's going on, I'm moving with the line. I don't think there's going to be a lot of pieces in that last game that are very heavily owned because there's so much value on the slate. But I will tell you this, there are some guys that I think are in really good spots, like Marcus Smart.
Yeah, for sure. I think Marcus Smart's an easy play. Easy play for sure.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler tonight. I think Jimmy Butler goes under owned. Jimmy Butler's he's too cheap. That's just first and foremost. Butler, his price tag is too cheap. He's sitting below guys like, Devin Booker, D'Angelo Russell, and Bradley Beal. and he's right there, close with Donovan Mitchell. Butler's just too cheap for the spot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a couple of guys that I'm liking, and I'm not saying that they're must starts, but they just keep popping out to me, and it's hard for me to get away, man. And I think they're going to be really under owned, and they're in an absolute crush spot. There's two guys. I mean, we like attacking Washington. I really like Spencer Dinwiddie at 7,100, and I like Karis LeVert at 6,500. And I know those are easy plays, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Duh, they're going against Washington," but those aren't sexy names, and people are probably not going to play them. And I think that those guys are in absolute crush spots tonight. So I just want to reiterate that one more time, just so when they come in at 5% owned and they go for 7-8x against this Washington team, we're going to come back tomorrow and we're going to say, hey, we told you for sure.
I will say this. Dwyer's got my favorite quote. That's my favorite quote as well. I say that on the deep dive all the time. Days like today, the most important thing to do is sift through the shit, because so much news breaks that can take you off guys that earlier this morning were still really good plays. Earlier this morning, the two guys you just mentioned, Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert, were really good plays. Now there's been some news that's broken, and if you don't sift through the shit, it could take you off those really good plays like Dinwiddie and like LeVert, who were in outstanding spots. And I think you're right, low-owned plays tonight because of all the other news that's broken around it.
For sure. And one last guy I just quickly want to mention. I really like this guy a lot. Probably going to be pretty under the radar as well. I like Gorgie Dieng for Memphis going against Houston. We know Houston doesn't have a big guy. The past two games with the injuries, Dieng has got 20 and 28 minutes, and he's got you 32 and 40 fantasy points. So I think if you're looking for a value center, I definitely think that you can look at Dieng and feel pretty comfortable with the play. He's going to really get some run tonight. So, yeah, man, I think that's really where we're at. You got anything else? Are you ready to get out of here?
No, I'm good, man.
All right. Hey, man, if you guys want to check anything else, you still got 40 minutes to go check out the site, read some of our other articles, watch some of our videos. If you got any further questions, you hit us in the comment section down below. We'll get to those as fast as possible. And, hey, good luck on it, guys. Yep, hop in our Discord. We'll put the link underneath in this comments. And, hey, man, good luck on guys' contest tonight, all right? Peace out, guys.